Is the M4 Competition XDrive worth nearly $115,000? We're showcasing the 2025 BMW M4 Competition Coupe XDrive in Brooklyn Gray Metallic over Fiona Red interior, and it's full Milano leather. We have the carbon fiber package, which gives us the carbon ceramic brakes. It gives us carbon bucket front seats, which lowers the weight. We get an additional 20 horsepower in CSL lighting, but is it worth that near $115,000 price? I'm Anthony from Hawkeye Rides, and I'm gonna go over some pros and cons. I'm gonna compare this to the competition so we can really see what you're getting with that carbon fiber package. We got the exterior carbon package with the parking assist package and the executive package. Starting in the front, full LED CSL headlights. It goes into the iconic kidney grille that goes all the way to the lower carbon fiber bits, because we have the exterior carbon package. Now it's gonna add the carbon fiber there on the M-Spec side view mirror. We already have a carbon fiber roof on top of the trunk lid spoiler, gets the carbon fiber and the whole lower diffuser that encloses the quad exhaust tips. Now going into competition, the Mercedes-Benz AMG C63 SE Performance is going to have a lot more horsepower and torque than this, and their 0 to 60 is 0.1 seconds quicker out of that turbo 4, whereas here we have a twin turbo inline 6-cylinder 3-liter that gets 523 horsepower this year, a 20 horsepower increase when you go into the XDrive, which is a all-wheel drive configuration that can send 100% of power to the rear wheel. Going to the question, is it worth that near $115,000 price? Where you're at a 3.4 second 0 to 60 at top speed over 180 miles per hour, and it's unlocked because you have the carbon fiber package, which includes the ceramic brake disc. That's a 15.75 inch in the front. 6 pistons are behind those yellow calipers that's clamping it. The rear is that 15-inch disc. They're vented, they're slotted. This is track ready. It's a single floating caliper in the rear. A near 50-50 weight distribution, so it's going to be better than a CT4 or CT5V Blackwing, even though the 0 to 60 may be close, but this will take it on the bins. Audi's RS5, awesome vehicle. They're gonna have 2 variants, but the variant we have right now in North America is going to be less power than this, and it's gonna be slower. You would have to bump it up into pretty much like an RS7 performance in order to get the same 0 to 60s or to beat it by 1/10 of a second. That's what you're getting for a sticker that's near 115 grand. So going back to the question, is it worth it? This is going to achieve 16 MPGs for the city, 23 MPGs for the highway. And this year they have retuned the suspension, so now it's going to be performance, but it's going to be a little bit more soft for the everyday drive. But when you put the carbon fiber package, I don't think you're really concerned about having a smooth riding vehicle. CSL lighting comes into the rear, all LED. The lower, the most aggressive in the 4 Series class, and it should be. And if you go into the non-XDrive, you're going to lose 20 horsepower, but the same torque. If you just go into a base M4 Coupe, you're gonna drop significantly because it's going to 473 horsepower and 406 pound-feet of torque. And the 0 to 60 will drop nearly a second. So you want to at least go into the competition or the XDrive in order to unlock the full potential here. But the question still comes into play. Is it worth near $115,000? If this was a second car, I would say yes, because it has the carbon fiber seats. You get used to them, don't get me wrong, but at the beginning, it's so much more aggressive. Thank God they have retuned the suspension, because if it was on last year's suspension, I would say don't even option it at all. But because it's on the new suspension and the way the car drives, you could actually daily this vehicle. It's not gonna have ventilated seats because they are lowering weight when they're adding the carbon fiber bucket front seats. But when you get these upgraded brakes, it truly makes it exceptional whenever you're taking it on the track. Power liftgate going into 15.6 cubic feet of storage. You get bag holders here. You get a storage nook on both sides, and this will pull up. You can split fold the rear bench, pulling these tabs in the back. And that's going to expose those carbon fiber seats and increase the cargo capacity to the M4 Competition XDrive, but we need to go inside, start it up so you can hear that exhaust note. GoPro, stop recording. The key fob to the M4 Coupe XDrive. 10-way power seat adjustment for the front. Carbon bucket front seats. Full Milano leather. Carbon fiber is exposed here, and you can see how they have shed weight as much as possible. Memory for the driver. I'm not gonna lie, the sit is going to be very sporty in the interior. You will get used to it. It is a driver-focused setup, but it carves out enough space for the passenger. Carbon fiber will be surrounding the center and the dash. You get the contrast stitch, but is it worth nearly 115 grand? Let's fire it up. You get the ambient lighting around the large air vent. BMW's curved panel, 2-screen layout, heads-up display, Alcantara steering wheel, flat bottom, 12 o'clock, carbon fiber. This has been reworked. It's multi-function with M1 and M2, which will change the whole drive. So the engine, the chassis, the steering, literally the whole vehicle, you can change and you can set these. These carbon fiber paddle shifts. The gauge cluster is a 12.3 digital reader that can go through an array of different content for the driver. Heads-up display, you can change the styling of it so it can be directional, standard, reduced view, and this 14.9-inch touchscreen with Apple CarPlay, Android Auto wirelessly, Sirius XM, AM, FM, streaming Bluetooth audio, Amazon Alexa, put it into reverse, 360-degree reverse camera with backup assist. When you click onto the 3D view, it's exactly what it is. You just click these little bullet points here. Car wash view makes it a little bit easier for you, so you don't have any sub-menus. Dual climate control settings, UI Drive 8.5. And we have the M-Lap timer with the M Analyzer. So this is cool because it literally gives you all of your performance stats right here, because this is literally a track-ready vehicle. I would suggest you take this to the track. The same thing with the M-Lap timer. Carbon fiber comes through the center. Open this up to a wireless charging pad, USB-C port, a 12-volt. More carbon fiber. It's soft to touch. Opens up into a smaller storage pocket with a USB-C port. Leg space is going to be sufficient for the front occupants. The way you sit, like I said, you get used to it. Headroom's more than enough. You're not going to have a pano because you have a carbon fiber roof that lowers the center of gravity. Door panel and dash, configure them together. You get the Harman Kardon up top, the contrast stitch, and the door, one touch up and down for all the windows. It's long. Storage is about a medium size with the beverage holder carved out. Two-tone opens up into a storage container here, but I like how they separate it with that Fiona red carbon fiber and the black interior up top. Carbon fiber bucket seats. You pull this tab here, it's going to electronically move forward so you can see all the weight that they have shed through this. So there isn't any need for ventilated seats because you have air pockets found throughout. You can fit 2 more in the back. There isn't any cup holders or armrests going to be here, but you have a sleeve of storage, climate control, and sitting behind me, just pull that carbon seat back. It's going to adjust and it should index whenever it touches my knees, which it didn't even touch my knee. So look at the space that you have. Headroom, it's actually not too bad. If you wanted armrest, you could do this for the 40 split and you could just rest your arms. It actually makes it a little bit more desirable so you're not sliding around, especially if you're doing performance. Armrest here a little bit tight, and even the storage pocket, maybe you could feel like an SE iPhone. 20 horsepower more than last year. Retuned suspension. We have the carbon ceramic brakes, carbon fiber package, 523 horsepower. BMW says 3.4. Let's see what we get in the 0 to 60. It truly is exceptional. I don't even want to speak because of the soundtrack. .479 pound-feet of torque. Wow. You stay planted in the seat. Grip, grip, grip. Wow, look at the exit. Man. This is why the M4 Competition XDrive is one of my favorite vehicles to buy. I mean, is it worth a near $115,000 price? I mean, you're getting a lot of bite underneath the hood. The suspension, it's a lot better. I've reviewed the vehicle a few times now, and I even told my wife, I said, look, I know you want the M4 Competition, you want a convertible XDrive, but I can't get a 24 model. In the 25 models, I don't really want to spend $100,000 to $115,000. That's going to take me to some pros and cons. Starting off with the pros, the performance upgrades that you get, the suspension upgrades that you get, the actual drive itself changes. The steering doesn't have too much feedback, but I mean, it is what it is these days. They try to just make it more luxurious, but even if you were to take this on the track, you would feel it a little bit more so. The road here is pretty good where I take it for, you know, showing some of the dynamics. Carbon fiber inserts, I would tick the box to the exterior carbon package, and that will take you right over 100 grand, because I think it's around 4 grand. I'm not trying to sell the car. The car itself sells from what you're getting as a total value. But some cons, we don't really get a lot of updates. And the updates that we get, it's actually beneficial, so this could be a pro. You're getting the CSL lighting, which if you spent near 50 grand for it, well, now the $115,000 price near, I mean, it's worth it because you just got a discounted CSL. Plus we got increased horsepower, which it's not that much difference from the CSL. Drives over bumps without too many issues. I mean, even with the carbon bucket front seats, usually I would say it's awesome to get. And then some people may think, oh, he's gonna say it's a con. You get used to it. So when I first drove this today, because I've had it in my possession for a little bit, I was like, man, it's just a little too aggressive, but because the suspension has been changed and you have so much power and you stay pinned in the seat whenever you mash on the gas, I actually appreciate these type of seats because I'm not gonna sweat. It's freaking hot today. I don't know if you've noticed, it's near 100 degrees here in Tampa, and you have the holes that's punched out, which helps with ventilation, and it also helps shed weight. But some cons that come into play is it is starting to look dated in the interior. You don't receive a lot of carbon fiber. You literally only get it on the center part of the dash and on the passenger side, and just this little piece here in the center. They could add a little bit more carbon fiber. Throw it on the door card. Give us some aluminum mesh for the speakers. I know you can upgrade things, but at a near 115 grand price, we need to start adding some of these things in the vehicle. You don't get a standard power liftgate. Why would you not add that when you're at near $100,000 price to begin with? That should be just thrown in when you're at an M Competition XDrive. But the big problem that I have with the M4 Competition XDrive is when you go just M4 Coupe, you're around 200 pounds less. You have a better weight distribution, but you have the least power. You got better ground clearance when you go to the more performance variant. That one's at 4.7 inches. This is at 4.8 inches. BMW just kind of messed up the script. I mean, why would you give more dynamics in that vehicle than you would in the near 115 grand vehicle? Now, going against competition, Mercedes, I just recently done the AMG C63 SE Performance. I was blown away with the power. They're quoting a 3.30 to 60. These numbers are all conservative, by the way. I'm sure you could probably get it in the 2s. It's not a huge deal, really, because most people don't go on the track with these cars. Sadly, this has the carbon package, so you should take it on the track. But going back to the AMG, it was crazy the power you had, but then the exhaust, it's a 4-cylinder. You don't have that depth that you're getting from BMW because they've dropped the bi-turbo V8. I was just a little bit displeased with it. And when I looked at the price, you're over 101, 102 grand. You better get this. even if the 0 to 60 is quoting a 1/10 of a second faster. As for Audi, for North America, they're kind of screwing us because they're giving us two variants, a 2025 and a 2025.5 for the RS5. And the one that we have now, it's not faster than this. They didn't do much to it. Now, yes, they have a competition package that's going to alter the suspension, and you can change or adjust the suspension to the vehicle. And I understand if you put it on a dyno, it's going to be the same here. The horsepower and torque numbers are not going to be exactly what they're quoting. These are numbers that are average because lawsuit America and lawsuit the world. I hate to say it. Everybody just wants to sue somebody. But driving this on a daily, could you do it with these seats? Yes. At the beginning, you're gonna hate your life, but after you've become used to it, maybe like 30 minutes to an hour of a drive, I've had it for a few hours, I've got used to it where it just hugs me. But I will say that the side bolstering to make it more sporty, I have it all the way out, and normally I have it all the way in. I gotta put everything back into the Sport Plus mode, all this nonsense here. Turn radius is gonna be about 1.5 lanes, maybe 2 lanes. Who cares? Let's rock and roll. Oh my God. Is it worth a near 115 grand? If you test drive this vehicle, you're not gonna wanna give the keys back. It is so worth it. But let me know your thoughts in the comments and if you think it's worth it. And if you're new to the channel, consider subscribing. Check out the next video right here. And I'd like to thank our friends here at BMW of Wesley Chapel for giving us this 2025 BMW M4 Competition XDrive Coupe.